I'm definitely not gonna regret this. Right, so for those of you that don't know who I am, which look into my sub count, probably you don't know who I am. So let me explain. I absolutely love anime openings, but the one show that has the best set of openings in my opinion is One Piece. Right, so I absolutely love One Piece, but the one thing that gets me excited for every single episode when I used to watch it was the openings. I don't think any of the openings are terrible, if I'm going to be honest, but for this video, I know this is going to get a lot of hate, but I'm going to rank every single opening from 1 to 24. I'm definitely not going to regret making this 100%. Oh yeah, and also, I won't be playing the music in this video, obviously, because copyright, I can't really play the music. So, just to get that out there, just because I need to mention it. Also, I need to mention that this video is not just going off the music, it's going off visuals and the feeling I had during that time when the opening was, like, being played and all that, during the show. If you get what I mean. That's kind of the three main things I'm basing all these openings off. So just to let that out there, just so you know what I'm basing it off. Right, so starting at number 24, I'm sorry if you absolutely love this opening, I'm so sorry, but it is the We Are Straw Hats edition, which is opening 7, if I remember correctly, and I just do not like this, compared to all the other opens anyway. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. Don't get me wrong, I do like what they did, like the actual voice actors sing the original opening, but I'm just not the biggest fan of that, if I'm gonna be honest. It's not a song that I would vibe to if I could listen to it for like hours and hours, compared to other openings on this list anyway. So that's my number, 24? Yeah, 24. Oh geez, this is gonna be a long video. Right, disclaimer before I continue this list. I don't claim this to be a fact or anything like that, okay? This is just my opinion. I'm not saying that any of these things are bad or anything like that. It's just what I prefer. Just to get that out there before I forget to say it. So, anyway, back to the list. Right, so number 23. Now, I was debating if I wanted to put this as number 24 because I wasn't too sure, but it is Hard Knock Days. To be honest, it's the only opening where I just don't remember it, if I'm gonna be honest. I completely forgot about it, if I'm gonna be honest, and when I was watching it during that time, I just skipped it every time, if I'm gonna be honest. I just didn't like it. I listen to it every now and then, but it's not one that I always remember every single lyric. It was alright, but not as best as like other ones on this list. That's my only explanation, I guess. So yeah, let's just get into the next one, so I don't make this video go 40 minutes or whatever. Right, so next, for number 22, we have opening 24, Paint. Now, this opening is the most recent opening, but I don't think it's had the time to age well to, like, make me enjoy it, in a sense, I guess. I just couldn't really get into it. I would definitely say it's better than the other two that was before this, but maybe if time goes by, maybe in like a year or so, I might change this list, might have it a lot higher up, but I've just not had enough time to enjoy it, if that makes sense. I guess that's the only explanation, so let's get into the next one, I guess. Next up, we have opening 19, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's opening 19. We Can. It's the same situation as which one was it? It was 18 or whatever it was. Same situation. I just couldn't vibe with it. I don't know. It felt like another clone of We Are, even though it had somewhat different lyrics. It just felt like another clone because there's way too many that have We at the start of the name. So, and this just was the one that stood out as the worst, other than the Straw Hat We Are version. Right, so for number 20, I know I'm gonna get so much hate for this, because literally is number one on almost every single list ever. And me saying that, I'm pretty sure if anyone is a One Piece fan, should know exactly what is coming up next as number 20. Yes. Yes, indeed. That's right. I put opening number 1 all the way this high up on the list. I understand that a lot of people love this, but if I'm gonna be honest, the other versions and the other sounding versions of this opening, I just prefer so much more, if I'm gonna be honest. I know I've offended so many people by doing this, since this is literally the original, but I'd rather listen to other openings than this. I can definitely say it definitely does better than the Straw Hat version and Weekend, though. I can definitely say that. But yeah, this is going to be the part where the hate starts coming. Right, so the next one we have on the list is Crazy Rainbow Star, which is opening 8, if I remember correctly. I do like this song. It's a good song, but it's not one of my favorites. But mainly, the reason why I don't like this is the visuals, if I'm going to be honest. I do like the visuals, but I just don't like the openings that have literally nothing to do with the main storyline, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, there's literally only, like, I think 1 or 2 things for, like, 2 seconds that actually has anything to do with the main storyline. So it's mostly just kind of like a filler kind of opening, if that makes any sense. I'm sorry if I offended anyone by saying that, but that's just how I feel about it. The song, though, itself, it's good. It's decent. It's just, I feel like there's a lot of better songs out of all the other openings. I feel like there's a lot better songs, if I'm going to be honest. Alright, so this is the part where we can actually get into the songs where I can actually, like, really, really enjoy. These are, like, the decent songs, above decent, I'd say. So this one is opening 16, I think it was. Yeah, opening 16, which is Hands Up. Now, this song, I do like. I like the start of it. The start of it is a pretty good beat, I'd say. And then it starts to just die a little bit until the very end, I'd say, where it starts to get good again, I guess. Alright, so next up we have Jungle P, which is opening 9, if I remember correctly, or number 9, yeah, opening 9. I do like this opening. There are a few parts of this opening which stand out, definitely, like, for example, the midpoint part, where it does, like, that really fast beat and all that, like, rap, I think it is. I do like that. That's pretty good. I like that. I like to sing along to that thing because it's actually really good. I like that. But I think that's the only great part of the song, if I'm going to be honest. That's why it puts it above all the others. There are a few parts, though. There are a few parts that are good, though. But I wouldn't put it over anything above this, is what I'm saying. So, yeah. That's why this is it. Alright, so next up, we have opening 7, which is called Wake Up. And I remember that because this song is exactly the same as the last one, in the sense that there's one part that's really good, and it's the wake up part. I really just ruined the entire song just by saying that, but that part is really good. But I just don't like the rest of the song. It's the same as the last one, Jungle P. There's only one part that's good, in my opinion. That's just me, though. Alright, so next up, I didn't really know if I wanted to do the different versions of We Are, but I'm going to do it anyway, because why not? Including this version, which technically doesn't count as an actual opening, I think. Technically it doesn't count, but I'm counting it as number 23.5. And it's the We Are 1000th episode special. So this opening was only in, like, I think, 5 episodes, something like that. But it's just amazing. I love the visuals, obviously, because it's modern day, so that's why it gets a boost. But I just love what they do. Like, for example, they show Luffy from when he was a kid all the way to modern day, that transition is amazing. And I just love how they copied exactly what they did from back in the day, but they did it in a modern day way, if you get what I mean. I really enjoy that. So that's why this is going to be right here. I think this is actually openings from 1 to 25, I think, since I'm adding this to the list. Now I think about it. So yeah, anyway. So next is opening 23, Dreaming On. Well, Dreaming On, I guess. So I really do like this song because the whoa, I just ruined the song just by saying that again. But that part, I do really like that just always is in the background. I do like that. But I also like how they show everyone's. I mean, in the opening before this, they do show all the new characters like Wano outfits and like just show them all. But I feel like this one shows them a lot better. That doesn't really make any sense because the opening before this is a little bit higher, as you can tell on the list. But that's why it does better than the one before. Anyway, that's just my reasoning for why I put this right here. But I really do like this song. It's really good. Right, so the next one, I know this is another one that everyone's gonna hate me for putting it this high up in the list. But sorry, Timmy, but I had to put it here. And this opening is Hikari, opening 3. So my reasoning for putting this legendary opening this high up on the list is mainly because of the fact that I do like the older ones, but I need to think about visuals as well. I do like the feeling of this opening though, like you're literally at Skype. This is the first opening of the Skypiea arc. I do like it. And also you get to see Chopper and Robin and all that added to the crew. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. But all in all, the rest of the opening, the rest of the things I've not said and mentioned, that's the reason why it's this high up on the list, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, so for number 12 this is, I think. Yeah, for number 12, we have Superpowers, which is opening 22? No, opening 21. I do really love this opening because it's the final opening of the Whole Cake Island arc, which is one of the best arcs, hands down. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that's my opinion, but yeah, it's the final opening of that arc, which is awesome. I really, really like what they did with the opening. Like, for example, the "we got superpowers" part, that just always stays in my head. And that's going to stay in my head forever until the end of time, because I absolutely love that one line in particular. The next part that I absolutely love is the fact that you see a lot of, like, the fight between Luffy and Katakuri, which is one of the best fights, I'm just saying. One of the best villains as well. So, yeah. All in all, and also the ending, like the final, 20 seconds of it, I love that part as well, like the end of it, and yeah, that's just pretty much everything that I like about it. Yeah, the rest of it I'm not really a fan of, obviously, that's why I didn't mention it. So, yeah, on to the next one. Alright, so my next one is Hope, which is opening 20. I didn't mean to put 21 and 20 right beside each other. But yeah, opening 20, Hope. I really like this one because it's probably the best one of the entire Whole Cake Island saga arc even. It's probably the best opening from that arc. I really love it because there's this one beat in the opening. I think everyone who's listened to this song knows that beat, as well as the fact that it literally ends with probably the best ending of an opening, I'd say. Yeah, probably best. I can't really describe it without playing it, but I can't play it because of copyright. But yeah, So that's all I can say, really. For those of you that don't know which beat I'm talking about for Hope, it's the part where you see Sanji. That beat right there, I really love that part. Right, so next up we have Believe, which is opening 2. Now, I absolutely love this opening. Personally, I believe it's very underrated. I think it's very underrated because every time I look at like lists of openings and stuff, it's always really like high up on everyone's lists as like one of the worst. I don't really see that because I really enjoy this song. I don't know why. I think it's just the nostalgia, I think, of like older music back then. I just like it. I can listen to it for hours on end without getting bored. I think that's the main reason. I guess it's also the start of the song. The start of the song has that like groove kind of thing, which I just love, man. If literally at the start of the song, just as the intro has ended, it's just I love that part, and the different like shots of the camera going towards different characters. I do really like that, and also like the transitions. For back then, that was amazing, I have to say. I'm just saying. Also, I think the reason why this opening is very underrated is because of the fact that people always go off the visuals and music and all that. Remember, I'm going off of the feeling I had, and it was during the Alabasta arc, which is still one of the best arcs. I say that literally with literally every arc in One Piece, but it's one of the best arcs. So, and I just really enjoyed it because it was during that time. I feel like it was a perfect opening for that time, I feel like. But that's just me. Okay, next up we have Bon Voyage. Out of all the pre-animation change, animation style change, openings, so that's pretty much 1 to 4. Out of all those 4, this is probably the best one in my opinion. It's also the final opening that we have, which, like, for a while anyway, that we have an actual intro sequence before the main music. It's literally the final one before, I think, all the way to, like, opening 7, I think it is, when it returns again, which is good, because I really love the intro sequences where they, like, talk and all that. It's pretty cool. I do like that part of openings. And what I mean by the start of this opening is what I love is the fact that it has so much energy. It keeps that almost throughout the entire thing. But the energy in the beginning is just amazing. I love it. Another part that I also love is the showcase of all the members of the crew. I do like that part. I'd probably say it's the best one of the original first 4 openings. I'd say it's probably the best one we saw. Like, just seeing the faces of the characters as well as just them walking together just looks so cool. I guess that's all I have to really say about this opening. I just really love it. Next up, we have Kokoro no Chizu, which is opening 5. So, I absolutely love this one. It's the first opening after the animation change, like where everything just looked completely different. Everything was like HD and everything. I think HD, yeah. And it was also the start of the Water 7 arc, second best arc, including Enies Lobby, obviously. But bruh, this opening was so fire. I could not stop listening to this. Every time that this song was on, I kept on listening to every single episode where this song was played. I could not stop listening to it. I think we're heading into the area where these are literally, I can listen to them for hours and hours and hours and just never get bored. I think this is where we're getting into that part now of amazingness. And I absolutely love this. From like the visuals to the fights. I think it's the first opening where we actually see like full-on fights. fight scenes in the openings, which is what I love to see. I think it's the first one, other than other than opening one, I'd say. There's a little bit of fights in there, but I think this is the first main one, I'd say, where it's really noticeable, which is what I love. So that's why I'm putting it up here, man. Right, so next up, we have Over the Top, which is opening 22? Yeah, opening 22. I absolutely loved this opening. It's actually kind of funny that I got two of the animation change openings back to back, but obviously I had to put it here, man. By far, in my opinion, the best opening of the Wano arc, definitely, 100%. I absolutely love the opening sequence. That's pretty cool. But I think my favorite part is probably the midpoint, I'd say, of the song. And then everything after that, like around about where Sanji shows up with Sober Mask. After that part, that's where it gets amazing. That's the best part of the song, I'd say. I absolutely love the little fight scene with Kaido. I really do like that with Luffy and all that. All in all, it's just an amazing opening, if I'm going to be completely honest. I love it. Also, you get to see the new outfits and new, designs and all that for all the Straw Hats, which is awesome. The transitions as well, like, for example, there's Chopper, who quickly transitions to Usopp, and their outfits are quite similar. So I really love that opening. I really love that transition right there. I just really love it. That's all I have to say. Okay, so next up, we have, by far, in my opinion, the best remake of We Are, which is the 2007 remake. 2007 remake. I think it was 2007 anyway. It's opening 10? Yeah, opening 10. I always struggle with that every single time. This is probably the first one, or one of the first ones anyway, where I can actually describe in detail why I love this opening. First of all, I love the scene with the Straw Hats walking on the beach. That's pretty cool. But then right after, it goes through pretty much the entire story. I think it's throughout the entire Grand Line story, because I can't remember if there was any East Blue characters. But I really love it, because right after that, it shows all the villains in the entire story, from Buggy all the way to Roblucci, which is awesome. I really love that transition, especially the art that they did for the characters in that art style. I really love that. A few notable parts of the opening to mention is the recap to the end of the Alabasta arc, with Vivi and the crosses on everyone's arm. I really loved the original scene for the opening, and the fact that they remade it into this opening. Did I just say opening twice? I originally liked that scene in the show, but the fact that they remade it in this opening is what I love so much. That's awesome. I also love how they go back to the Going Merry. I forgot to mention in Jungle P, I forgot to mention in that part that that's when the Thousand Sunny shows up. And yeah, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I like how they go back to the original ship. I really do like that recap. I also love the scene with Shanks, as you can see right in front of you. I really love that scene where the camera pans upwards towards Shanks. That's an awesome scene. And the feeling that I had during this opening, I loved it. It was during the it was the final opening in the Thriller Bark arc, which it was an alright arc, but I feel like this opening definitely made me enjoy it a lot more. I feel like this opening is what made me enjoy the entire arc, if I'm going to be honest. The arc was alright. I wouldn't say it's top tier though, but that's just me. Anyway, on to the next one. Right, so before I continue with the rest of the video, I just want to mention this right here. This right here is not a fun thing to see every day. It's an extremely high number, so you know, if you wanna help change that, you don't have to. You can if you want to. It's always an option. You can always unsubscribe later on and all that. But if you want to, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I will try to make more videos like this. I'll be reading comments as well. If you have any ideas on what you want me to rank or whatever, I'll leave it down in the comments. I have a lot of plans for the future right now, for this channel, so just let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Alright, so the next one. Jeez, this is gonna be a long video. The next one is We Go, which is opening 15. And I'd probably say, wait, hold up, yeah, it's the best opening post-time skip. I had to take some time to think then. It's the first one post-time skip, and I just love it. The ending of it, I'm just gonna start off with the ending. I don't normally say that in this. I've not been saying the endings first, but I'm gonna have to say the ending. The ending is probably the part that I like the most, I feel like. I love how it shows all the Straw Hats, I should say, in like different colors. It's pretty cool. I really like that. The art as well, amazing. I also love the showcase of like the evolution of the Straw Hat from Roger all the way to Luffy, post time skip. That transition is pretty cool. I really like it. It shows Shanks giving Luffy the hat and all that. You know, blast to the past right there, man. All in all, a lot of it is really good. And I guess all I have to say about the feeling of the opening is the fact that it managed to survive Fishman Island. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Fishman Island. It managed to survive it, though. Good job. It's what kept me, to be honest, just like Thriller Bark. It's the one thing that kept me into like arc, and well, obviously I don't like to skip things anyway, but it made me definitely not want to skip at all, 100%. Because I just love this opening. The amount of times I've said I love this opening, the amount of times, I'm so sorry that I've said it so many times in this video. I will try and say it a lot less now. Even though we're only at number 6, but I'll try and say a lot less this time. Also, I love how they brought back the narrator at the start, once again. After opening 4, you never really saw it much. I think you only saw it like twice after that, which wasn't really enough, but I'm glad that they brought it back. It was worth bringing back. I loved it, especially because it's the start of a new chapter in the story, I guess. So I just loved that, man. So the next one up is opening 12, Kaze Sagashi. So pretty much, this is a story because I really did not like this opening, if I'm going to be honest. When it was being shown anyway. But now that I've watched a lot more, I look back at this opening and I think, how did I hate this opening? How on earth did I possibly hate this? This is a masterpiece. I absolutely love it. I think it was mainly because the beginning of the opening was very boring for me, in my opinion. I didn't like that much until Luffy got onto the bird. That's when it like went up a notch. And then everything after that was amazing. The Ace scene, that looks amazing. But yeah, it looks amazing. I love how they had to add that in. It was like the perfect opening to Marineford to see what it might be like, possibly. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it shows quite a lot in the actual show, but just the opening is amazing. I think everything that shows Marineford, which you're probably seeing on screen right now, that's probably my favourite part. I absolutely love it, especially the chorus of the song. Gets me every time, bro. I absolutely love it. I can listen to it for hours and hours on end. I know I literally just said that I'm not going to keep on saying I love it, but I just go on a little bit too much, if I'm going to be honest. Also, the fact that it was a part of the Impel Down arc as well, one of the best arcs, just made it even better, if I'm going to be honest. Obviously, it wasn't a part of the Marineford arc, sadly, the best arc in the show, but it was definitely... Impel Down was definitely a top 5, so having this opening in that arc definitely makes it amazing, for me anyway. That's just me though. So next up, at number 4, we have Opening 6, Brand New World. Now, I absolutely love this opening. This opening was my favourite opening, in fact, before the Marineford arc. Or Impel Down, I should say. Before, around about that area. No, yeah, literally, Marineford arc. Before that, this was my favourite opening throughout that entire part. But I can't put it as number 1, but it is definitely masterpiece S tier. I absolutely love it. The fact that it's in the Enies Lobby arc, the second best arc in the entire show. I always count Water 7 and Enies Lobby as the same arc. But yeah, second best arc. Is there anything else for me to really say? Like, I love how they show all the characters, like the way that they show them. I also love how they show all the characters just chilling. I know I don't normally like that in my openings, but the fact that they make it actually entertaining, where Zoro's like sleeping, Luffy's fishing, and he notices the Marines and all that, that's amazing. I also love the part where CP9 is staring down at by far one of the best wallpapers you could possibly have for a desktop. The Enies Lobby Straw Hats, like, just intimidating stance, I guess, where they're literally just standing on different pillars. I absolutely love that part. I've said I love these things way too many times. I understand. I'm just gonna keep on doing the video, and if I say it way too many times, so be it. Now, for the top 3, it was really hard to choose which goes where, because I love them all just as much as each other. But for number 3, I'm going to put One Day, which is opening 13. And I'm just saying, this opening is just fire. It's the first... No, when I say it's the first, it's the only opening of Marineford. And the arc goes so well with the opening, in my opinion. They perfectly show all the characters, both sides as well. They show the blue, wait, no, it's not blue. They show the red, where the villains are, and then they show the, I think it was blue or green, it was something like that, where the heroes were. It shows both sides. It also shows, I think, yellow, I think it was, or something like that. No, I think it was purple, something like that, where, like, Blackbeard was showing up, which, makes a lot of sense if you know the context. I also love the flashbacks that you get to see of like Luffy and Ace and all that. That's pretty cool. I really like that little. I think it's like 15 seconds or whatever. It's pretty cool. And I'm saying cool, so I don't say good or great and stuff. All right. So for number 2, we have opening 11. Share the World. The thing that makes this opening amazing is the fact that it goes through many different arcs. Normally each opening, there's always like 1 for each arc, and then later on there's like 2 for each arc. Normally around about there, 3, something like that. This went through almost the entirety of the Summit War arc, which was, it literally started, I think, it started at Sabaody, and then went all the way to, all the way to Impel Down. And throughout that entire time, I kept on watching it. Watching it. I kept on watching and listening to it every single time, because I absolutely loved it. I really wanted to avoid saying I love it. I really wanted to avoid that, but it didn't work. The part where it shows the names of all the characters, like in order as well, I'm pretty sure, in order of when they joined the crew, which is pretty cool. I like it. Also, the part where it shows Boa, Luffy looking at her and all that, that's obviously a reference to the Amazon Lily arc, which is like the midpoint, I'd say, of this opening's lifespan. And then after that, the scene with like the warlords going into where Jinbei is and all that, who was a decently big character in the Impel Down arc, which obviously after he was shown transitioned to Luffy and Impel Down fighting against enemies, which that's just awesome. I love the transitions in all these openings. I can't stress it enough, man. And here we go. After over half an hour of this entire production of this video, we finally got to the number 1 spot. And if you guys all know all the openings, then you'll know exactly what is number 1. And number 1 is opening 14, Fight Together. Now, I see a lot of people putting this always in the top 10, definitely, but not at number 1. I don't think I've ever seen anyone put this at number 1. So this is probably not gonna be the first time, but it's the first time I've ever seen number 1 being Fight Together. Now, I always struggle which one I want to put as number 1, either Share the World or Fight Together. But to be honest, I think Share the World has better music, I'd say. But visuals and just what's in the opening, like the context, I should say. If you know the context of what's happening in the opening, it hits different, I feel like, than if you watched it and didn't understand it, I guess, is the best way for me to say it, I guess. I love how it goes back through the entire story of, like, how all the Straw Hats joined the crew, which is absolutely just awesome. I love that. Like, it starts from Zoro all the way to Brook. I just love that. And then the ending part, once again, I'm talking about the ending of the opening. Absolutely amazing. Literally Ace showing up and then hitting Luffy on the back. Luffy looks back and he's not there. That ending, man, is just so good. And then after that, the entire, like, all the Straw Hats showing up for, like, literally, like, a second or whatever. Like, for, I think, like, 5 seconds, I think it is, or something. That part I just love as well. And I guess it was pretty good feeling as well around about that area of the show, because Marineford just ended. And you had everything crazy happen. I know I've pretty much been spoiling it the entire time. At the start of the video, I did say, well, I didn't say, but I put a thing saying that this is major spoilers. So I'm not gonna go too in depth with the Marineford arc or anything, like what happens and everything. But after the craziness of that arc, it was perfect for this opening to show up. And just like that, that was my dreadful and most cringiest video I've ever even made in my entire life. On every single opening from 1 to 24, including the 1000 special, obviously, so that makes it 25. So yeah, I'm planning on doing more videos like this in the future, so if you have any ideas of what to, like, for me to do, leave them down in the comments. I might get some ideas or whatnot. So yeah, thank you all for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to join the Okamian Empire today. Make sure to join the Discord if you want to join or whatever. We're always in there. Link in the description, like always. And I'll see you all in the next video. And I'll leave you with just some random gif.